An artist who is loved for his emotional, piano-driven sound, delicate vocals, and deeply personal storytelling that resonates with listeners worldwide. With viral global hits like Welcome to Wonderland, Walked Through Hell, and Peter Pan Was Right, he has built a devoted global fan base through music that captures vulnerability, imagination, and universal emotions. Korean fans will soon hear him live at the Seoul Jazz Festival. But before that, we are truly honored to welcome him live to our show today. Here's American singer-songwriter Anson Seabra. Welcome, Anson.
Hello, Anson.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me, guys.
We are so happy to have you here, Anson, and we heard it is your first time in Korea. So first off, how was your impression after you arrived here?
It was great. I mean, we were really tired when we got off the plane. It was a long flight, but everyone's been super friendly, and the weather actually has been really good, or better than, someone told me it was going to be really hot. So it hasn't been too hot, and I'm excited about that. So it's been great. We had some Korean barbecue, and I'm a happy man. So
okay, I mean, it's raining a little bit today, but I guess when you're at the Seoul Jazz Festival, things are going to clear up.
I think so, yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah, great.
And now it's only been a few days, but I heard you already had a fan meeting here in Korea with some of your fans.
Yeah.
And I saw some pictures on your SNS with your fans. So please tell us how it was. And is there anything else special that you've experienced during past few days here in Korea?
Yeah, the fan meetup was great. It was kind of last minute, so I was surprised that we had such a good turnout, but it was at a local bar and just played some songs for the fans. And, you know, there were fans there that had been listening for a really long time, like some said like 7 years, like sort of since I started. And so I think that's always the best part of touring for me, is to get to connect with people on the ground and really, you know, understand that my music travels kind of beyond like a computer screen, you know what I mean? So it was really special, and I was grateful for that.
Right, I mean, here's another fan who has been listening
That's very sweet.
to your music for ages and ages. And let's talk about your music, Anson. So much of your music is being praised for being very honest and emotional. And yes, you also explore topics like healing, vulnerability. So what do you consider most important when creating music?
That's a good question. For me, it's a lot about the melody. The music itself, because I was, you know, I have been a musician from a really young age, and so I grew up playing the piano, and I think when I hear a great song, the melody sticks with me always. I'm always, you know, humming it when I get out of bed in the morning. So, but also I think great music and great art in general strikes at some truth on some level. Like you have to, the song has to invoke a realness in the human spirit that people can resonate with, because if it's empty or shallow, I don't think it can really withstand the test of time.
That almost sounded like a song.
No, it sounded like a song lyric, right? Wow. Wow, beautiful. And your melody, your song melodies definitely stick with us as well in our heads once we listen to it.
Appreciate it.
So now we want to talk about where it all began. So how did your musical journey begin, and how has your relationship with music evolved over time?
Yeah, so I grew up playing the piano. My grandmother gifted me a piano when I was young. So I played from about the age of 6. Yeah, played all through school, and then I was in the band in high school. We had a very involved band program in my school, so I was playing the saxophone for probably 7 years. So I had a lot of exposure to classical and jazz music as well, but I never thought I would be a musician. I was a computer science student in school, and but I would always kind of sneak off to the music rooms at university and play anyways, and it was always there in the background. And then, you know, I didn't love my software job, and so I kind of was pursuing this passion, and then it ended up taking on its own life, and so now I'm here by some miracle. So it's great.
Go for your passion.
Yeah.
I know, wow. And you have a number of great songs that you've created. So we want to ask you, where does your creative process typically kind of begin, and where does it come from?
Yeah, I think every song is different. I think especially with songwriting, since you have lyrics and melody, it can be hard to know where to start sometimes. So sometimes you write a melody and the lyric just comes from that melody. Like there's certain melodies that sound very like certain words. And then the opposite is also true. You could just have a title that almost sounds lyrical when you say it, or almost melodic when you say it. So it's about 50-50 for me. Sometimes I start on the piano and I just play melodies I like, and then I try and write lyrics over that. And then sometimes I really have something to say, and I write the lyrics, and then I try and sort of mold the melodies around the lyrics.
Okay, let's talk a little bit more in detail about your songs.
Yeah.
Welcome to Wonderland and Peter Pan Was Right are some of the songs that really received a lot of love here in Korea, but also around the world. So what originally inspired you to write those specific songs?
Yeah, so I've always been fascinated with fairy tales, and in 2016 there was a pretty big song called Lost Boy by Ruth B. That's about Peter Pan. And I remember hearing that song in college and really, really liking it. And so it kind of inspired me to write my own fairy tale song, and I thought Alice in Wonderland would be a good place to start. I've always been really interested in Disney music, and you know, they have such strong melodies and there's such a powerful nostalgia. I feel like that is a great way of touching the listener's heart if it's done correctly. So I thought, well, maybe I should just try and make my own. And then Peter Pan was a little bit later, sort of, you know, I was getting, you know, in my later 20s just trying to figure things out, and it was kind of like this existential moment, and so I think that's where that song came from.
And Anson, I was eager to ask you this question. Do you really believe that growing up's a waste of time?
Yes, that's interesting. I think about that a lot because I sing the song so much. And the more I think about that song, I think when I wrote it, I was going through a lot. I was going through a difficult period, and I thought, man, like, I wish I could go back to being a kid. Like, it's so much easier when you're a kid. You don't have to deal with the struggles of the world. So in that way, I thought, well, growing up's a waste of time. But as I have grown up and sort of grown as a person, I've also realized growing up is not a waste of time, because if you can overcome those obstacles and sort of, you know, nurture your own spirit, actually growing up, you know, can be a great gift. So it's kind of both, to be honest. But I would say ultimately it's not really a waste of time. And I hope everyone finds the courage to grow up. You know what I mean?
It's one of my favorite lines.
Yes.
And, your song is almost like therapy.
I appreciate that.
Yes, and your music has reached audiences worldwide, of course, in Korea, globally through SNS, streaming platforms, and there has been a lot of cover of your songs. Even some of Koreans I've seen on YouTube as well, covering your songs. So that was great to see. So when do you feel kind of most strongly connected to your global fans?
I would say at events like the one I had yesterday, like on the ground, you know, I've been really lucky to travel all around the world with my music, and you know, sometimes I meet fans after shows, or sometimes we meet in the park, or sometimes I just run into them at the train station, and they just say the sweetest things, and they really touch my heart. And I never thought when I started writing songs that I would be, you know, on this show now talking about them or anything like that. I really just wrote them because I love them or because I was going through something, and I think that is so beautiful to me. But I think really when I meet the fans in person, that's the most meaningful to me.
And you also meet your fans through social media a lot, as we mentioned. So a few days ago, you posted on your social media a teaser of your brand new song, Fake It Till You Make It. And it's coming out tomorrow on Friday. So tell us a bit about the song. And also, I heard it took 6 years before it's released. So what's the background behind that? Yeah,
that's a good question. Yeah, so my new song, Fake It Till You Make It, comes out tomorrow. Make sure you go stream it. But the story behind that song is, yeah, I think for a long time, especially in my mid-20s, I think most people, to some degree, carry this this feeling like they're not good enough, or that maybe that they're searching for something. And I think we all kind of have this feeling inside of us, or at least I did when I was writing that song. And so, but you know, you go out into the world and everything is fine. You know, everyone's always acting fine. And I feel like that song is kind of born from this place where it's like, well, they say you need to fake it till you make it. Well, I must have made it because I've been faking so much. You know what I mean? And so I think it was a song sort of about, you know, being honest about how you're struggling deep down. And yeah, it still kind of rings true in my life. I think everyone's, you know, dealing with something, you know, and so I'm interested to see what people think, because, yeah, it took a long time, mostly because I originally didn't want to put it out, but so many people asked me to. I'm glad that they did, because I ended up finishing it, and I'm really proud of how it turned out.
Wow, we're so looking forward to the song. But Anson, could we hear a little bit of it right now if you're live, please?
Sure. Fake it till you make it, that's what they say. Well, I must have made it because I've been faking every day. If being sad was a crime, I'd do time. If loneliness was a race, I'd be ahead by a mile.
Oh my.
Thank you.
Maybe I should have not asked you, because I'm tearing up.
I know, me too.
Live right now, because I think this is such a cheerful melody, but I don't know why. The lyrics, your voice, it kind of makes you tear up.
know.
Wow, so looking forward to your brand new song, Anson. Yes, oh, let's continue. Wow.
Yes, definitely. And now that you're in Korea, we have to ask you, is there, K-pop is huge worldwide as well. There are great Korean musicians as well. So anyone that you're interested or you listen to a lot, and any artists that you want to collaborate with in the future as well?
There's a lot. There's quite a few. I was mentioning in a previous interview, there's a Korean pianist named Yuruma, who is a big influence of mine just melodically. I was very, very inspired by his work. And then also, early on in my career, I actually got a shout out online from a BTS member, V.
V, right.
And this was in 2019 when I was not so popular. And I remember that day checking my phone, and it was like I got so many comments on my phone because I guess he had shouted me out on one of his live streams for my song Trying My Best. And so I would love to collaborate with him. There's really a long list, but I think maybe one of those two. I'm sure I'll get around to collaborating with someone soon.
You're live on air right now. You can tell us more about that list.
Yeah.
Maybe they're watching or listening.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, V is definitely a big one. And then there's several K-pop groups that have been on my radar.
Okay.
What's it? Russian Roulette? No. That's the name of the song. That's Red Velvet.
Red Velvet. Yeah.
I really like Red Velvet. And who else? I mean.
The list goes on.
Well, I hate to say K-pop Demon Hunters because it's such a, it's become such a cliche. But to be honest, like that movie really moved me. I think it was really, really well done, and I would love to collaborate in some way on that project.
With Lee maybe?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I think it was so well done, and to me, it was interesting to watch the movie as a performer and to see. Just to see like the dynamic of the performers and the I don't know, it was really beautiful to me. Yeah.
I have to agree with you on that.
Yeah.
And Anson, now you're going to meet your fans again, this time at the Seoul Jazz Festival in a couple of days. So yeah, how do you feel ahead of the performance, and do you have a message to your fans?
I feel great. I mean, I'm really, really honored to be here, and it's always amazing to just come to a new part of the world and share my music, and I feel grateful for that. To the fans, I just want to say thanks for coming. I hope you enjoy the show, and it's a real privilege to perform for the people here in Korea, and I don't take it lightly. So I hope that we'll have a good time. That's really all I'm hoping for, is that everyone can leave the show feeling good, or just feeling a little lighter,
Right, and just one more additional question, Anson. Do you think you're going to have some inspiration from your Korea trip that could translate into a song, maybe?
I would not be surprised. I think what's amazing about coming to this part of the world is there's such a deep history. America is a relatively new country. It's about 250 years old, but Korea is much older, and I think that's really beautiful. And you can feel it in the people and in the air. And to me, it's just so amazing to come to new parts of the world and see like such a fresh perspective on life. That's really beautiful to me.
All right. Thank you so much, Anson, for being here with us today, for sharing your story. And we wish you the best for the Seoul Jazz Festival. And also, I hope you make great memories while you're here in Korea. Thank you.
Thank you. 감사합니다.
감사합니다. And thank you, Bella. As always, we're going to have you here back soon.
Yes, I'll see you back soon.